So let's jump right into the deployment of our first Azure Web App. I'm going to start with the directory where I want to work, and I already have C set up, so I'm going to cd that directory and open my VS Codes. So I pretty much have an empty folder. So this is the mini course. So the first step is to install the extension. So you definitely want to have web app, tap into it, web app, and you should be able to see the icon for web app. Let's see where it's hiding. Azure, Azure web app. There you go. So Azure App Services. You definitely want to install it, and I already have mine installed, so you should be able to see install. Okay, so that's the first step. The second step is to follow the directions in this page. All right, so everything is set up for you. So it's a quick start to just deploy a very basic web app. It should look like this, and we are going to use Fast API for this. So the first step is to create a directory. We are going to use our PowerShell. So let's get to our PowerShell. I have my folder, and I'm going to close this window and open my terminal. From there, we create a directory. Okay, Fast API key start still empty. So I'm gonna second step, just like what I mentioned, we are going to cd that directory. And next step is to get the template. Now, this AZD init, what it's really doing is calling a template already pre-built and already set up. So this is a way for engineers, AI engineers, to quickly spin up a deployment already made, bunch of tools. So very convenient to build your application in a quick manner. So you already have everything set up. So let's go through all this quickly. Here you will have your environments set up, and we're going to talk about the environment very soon. You already know about Git and GitHub. That's fine. The infra is the one of the most important parts of this application. What you have here are the parameters, um, and then here you have the app service itself. So how is it defined? And here we're not going to use the portal in this lecture, even though that could have been done, but we are going to use Bicep, which is a very convenient and quick way of deploying your application, especially if you want to deploy automatically, right? That's very important. So you have here your app service, and one of the this is the way Bicep create the app service. Okay, and one of the most important uh, line here is the app command line. We're gonna get to the app command line. So this is where your application is launched, your server is launched from the app service, and then of course it's going to use system assigned manage identity here. And for the most part, that's all I can think about on this in this page. There's a lot to it, but these are the most important ones to me. The second, we talk about the app service plan. The app service plan has different components, right? We talk about the location, we talk about uh, the, the different tiers. Okay, so all this is set up here, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So we are going to use also the abbreviation, and the abbreviation is already embedded into the application. You don't need to recreate anything. What it's going to do is it's going to use the environment name, which is pretty much a generic name that you provide for the deployment, and that name will be used as the core name for every other resource that you deploy. And on top of that, you will be able to use these prefixes or these suffixes. Let me see if I can find something really quick here. No, it's not. Okay, so resource group, for example, right? So we are going to use the generic name, the environment name, and when we send it to the deployment stage, is going to ask you which is going to take that generic name and put RG on top of it, above it. All right, so that's what it's going to do. Now, as we go to the main.bicep, you will notice that it's going to reference the two important files, the app service that we talk about, that bicep that we talk about. And in this app service, I talk about the app command line. And this is where the command is set up. And you have the 8000 port. Main app is coming from this main file. And this main file is where the fast API code is living in. You can see again the 8000 port, and here uh, the app itself is right here. So main app is really those two components that I just mentioned. Um, and then what is interesting? The app service plane is also being called. So the main app is really what we will use, the fact that we will use for the deployment, and then is going to reference or leverage the app service plan file and the app service bicep, bicep file as well for the deployment. Um, Another thing interesting here is if you used to web development or front end development, you should already be familiar with HTML. So this is what you are going to see in the front, okay, of your application. And here, this is the YAML file, which are pretty much the instruction. Nothing too much going on here. And what else? I don't think there's anything else interesting here. So let's go back to our um, codes. Here I have launched the template and it's asking me a few questions. So it's asking me for the environment name. We talk about the environment name, which is the generic name. So let's call it web app or maybe blends. Let me call it blends app. And that generic name will be use. You can see that it's right under Azure and it's an environment, and that's pretty much where it is. All right, so now that this has been created, it's going to propagate across all the resources that you will create. But let's find out what's inside um, our file. So we definitely want to go inside the infra folder. So I'm going to see the infra, and now that I'm in the infra folder, I should be able to see uh, the uh, the main.bicep file. So this is the file that we are going to call. All right. So how do we deploy our project, our application? So we're gonna have to do AZ deployment, sub create -f, and we are going to call the main bicep file. We're gonna put the location, which is going to be East US. You can put the location that you want, East US 2, and then we are going to add debug. Why debug? Because we want to, anything can happen, right? And what I've noticed with Bicep is that sometimes the error message is not that descriptive. There's a lot going on behind it that you would not necessarily know. So debug is always what I will recommend so that you can find out exactly what's happening during your deployment. So we are going to launch this. Now it's asking for the environment name. So I'm going to put Blends app. I'll put web app or the same deployment. Let me actually put web app. Okay. Oh, I put Blend app. Sorry, Blends app. And it's asking me now for the location. So the location will be East US 2, East US 2. And here we are. I think it's starting to launch the deployment. We are going to wait a few more minutes. Actually, it should take less than a minute. But what's happening behind the scene, all these steps will be, you will be able to see that in the portal very soon. So let's hold off a little bit for just the time for this to cook. And while this is running, I wanted to mention that sometimes you will have to deploy your resources at the resource group level, but here we have the subscription level. So, and this is the reason why I had to use sub. Let's go back to the codes. I have to use sub. If you have to deploy the resource group level, all you have to do is replace sub with group, and you should be good to go. All right. So we have our deployment set up already. Now, this is a sign that it went pretty well. Let's go to that again. Again, you can see here that Blend app had a prefix like I was showing you earlier, and you will see as well that um, you will have the app service plan. Um, you will also have, yep, you have the app service plan. You have also the web service. So sounds like everything was set up properly. Let's go back to our Azure portal and look for the resource group that was created. All right, so let's go to the second page, and here is our RG Blend app, and let's open it. Okay, so you can see here the app web. The app web has that generic name, and you can see also the plan. The plan didn't catch the generic name. I'm not sure why, but here's our app. So let's open the app itself, and let's find out what's inside. First, what I want to catch your attention on is the deployment center, and the deployment center has you can automate your pipeline by using CI/CD and connect your Azure repo where your code will live in. So that's one way of doing it. The second way is to use container. You can have also um, no, on top of this, you can also have your container registry. And this is where the container registry can be used for that purpose. You have your logs, and this is where I will be deploying very soon my my code. And once I deploy my code, we should be able to see that in the log. Um, and here you have the environment variables. The environment variables are holding information that are very sensitive, and anything like key or connection string have to be saved here as well for security purposes. You will also see the app service plan, which has all these characteristics. And this is the plan that we have chosen. We could have You could upgrade or scale up or scale down your plan, like I was mentioning in the previous video. And this is going to be the last one. This is where we are going to check and make sure that our app is functioning properly. And this is a log stream, so it's pretty much saying that anything that goes right or wrong will show live in this window. All right, so let's go ahead and um, deploy our application. So far, we have deployed the resources, but the most important thing right now is to deploy our application. And this is why I asked you to download the extension. If you have downloaded the extension properly, okay, you should be able to see if you click on your Azure. And by the way, you should also have the Azure extension. So all you have to do is create that extension. If you go to the extensions window, you type Azure, you should be able to see the Azure tool sign. So this is going to bring all your resources that you can connect to through Visual Studio Code. All right. So far I have I have all my my Azure resources connected, and you can see this sign right here, which is because we have imported um, we have imported the extension. Okay, so if I click here, we should be able to deploy this all this code to our web app. So let's go ahead and deploy it. As I deploy it, I will have to select the folders, and this is exactly the folder that I'm looking at. If this is not, I think this is it. Let me go and click Fast API Quick Start because that's the folder that I want to deploy. It's loading, so I'm going to use this subscription, and I'm going to use this this web app right here because you can recognize the name in the resource group. Okay, so this is the name. It matched the name that's here. So I'm going to click on this, and it's asking me if I want to deploy, and I will say yes. And there you go. The deployment has started. So I'm gonna go while this is deploying. I will monitor closely, and I will go to the app itself and go to the deployment center. From the deployment center, I will monitor the log. So something should be coming up very soon. I can monitor those two windows. Okay. So let's go here. Let's wait a little bit more. Okay. It sounds like there you go. So it sounds like the deployment is ongoing. I can see things happening. Let's open this link, and let's look at the logs. So far, my folder is being zipped, and this zip is being sent to this path. So we're gonna wait a little bit more and see the progress. Let's see the progress. Refresh. Okay. All right, it's still pending. Let's give it a little bit more time. Let's see what's going on here. All right, so I have this path right here. This is where everything that has been zipped, and when we look at the progress, right, so everything that has been zipped will be saved in this path right here, and this is the path of the Azure web app. So there's a transfer that's happening right now. Let's look at the log here to see where we are. All right, sounds like things are running pretty well, and you can see the destination directory here, home site www routes, which is exactly what we're looking at. And right now, the environment is being installed. Now, if we take a look at the environment being installed, right, let's go back to our folder. And this is this is an important thing that I forgot to mention. It's going to install all these libraries. Okay, and that's pretty much what it's doing because it needs the fast API. The fast API is being called in the main.py, right? So in order for nothing to break, fast API need to be installed and UVCon need to be installed. These are both in there. Let's see if there's anything else. Show logs. It's loading. All right, now we have all the installment that is being done. And you can see Fast API being installed. You can see UVCon being installed and some other dependencies also that are being installed. All right, now that those have been installed, the files and everything is compressed into these home site routes. The manifest file is being created. We are going to wait a few more minutes and see our deployments live happening. In the meantime, you could have also looked at the log stream. The log streams sometimes takes time, but I'm lucky enough to see that there's been some progress here. So let's see. It sounds like the application has started, and let's see if there's any indication about the ports. Okay, so the port is being called, which is good. With that, we should be able to open our application. And so now it's listening. Okay, so now that we know it's listening, now what we are going to do is we are going to go to overview and we are going to click this link because this is the link and you can see that the deployment is successful. So this is good. You can again see the logs directly from the deployment center, but let's click on this link and see what we have. All right, so here is our application, just like it was shown here on this page. So that's what we should expect. And we are going to, I'm going to put my name and click on say hello, and I should be able to get something back. It's nice to meet you, Oscar. So this is it. This is your first Azure web app. And again, if you are an Azure AI engineer or data scientist, this is a good way for you to test your application and learn how to build something simple. In another video, I'm going to show you how you can build. We'll have some other videos on where I will show you how to build. You can build AI application or AI agent application and connect those hopefully to Azure Bot service where you can deploy them to Teams, to Slack or um, any other platform. Thanks for watching. And if you have any question, click on the links down below. I have a community. I have created a community of AI engineer and data scientists where you can post whatever question. And if you need any help, I do one-on-one coaching as well as part of um, my fees. But feel free to reach out to me or post any question that you may have. Thank you very much and have a great day.